Hello everyone, welcome back to the tutorial. So in this one, we're gonna set up the JWT authentication. So finally, we're gonna finish kind of what we have started in the past 2-3 video. So as you know right now, we are able to create or get a user from a provider like Facebook or Google. And we also being able to, if the user have been logged with Facebook, to now log with Google. So that was a good part. But now it's not all the application authentication gonna work. It's good here because we can create a user, but how can we check if the user is a user from the application, and how can we maybe stop him to do some stuff on the application? So what we're gonna do in this tutorial, first, it's gonna be to implement the JWT authentication. So first, we're gonna need to understand what is JWT and also understand what is the pros and cons. We're gonna, after that, create our own way of doing the JWT. So I was thinking about maybe using Passport, JWT, and things like that, but we even don't use Passport for the alt provider and stuff like that. So I was, why not make it yourself? I mean, yes, maybe don't gonna be the best of it, but I think that's gonna be a really great place for you to understand what that does behind the scene. And as you know, I think sometimes making stuff from scratch, it's maybe not the best way, but when you are in the learning process, it's one of the best way to really understanding what people have done before you. After that, we're gonna verify the token if this is one provided by us, and after that, we're gonna make sure the token is below a user and some ending word about that. So why not start with this? So for this tutorial, we're gonna just need one single package. So this package, it's called JSON Web Token. So inside your terminal, you can add with npm install --save or yarn add. The name is going to be JSON Web Token, and the version for this one is going to be 8.3.0. So everything is working, so we should be good. That's it, perfect. So now, what we're gonna do, it's inside this service, you have the alt provider and stuff like that, that's perfect, but I want to create a auth.js. So here that's gonna be my service for everything who touch the auth. So what I'm gonna do in this one, I'm gonna create some function to let the process of the JWT much more easy for us. But before this, if we jump on Chrome, on the website jwt.io, that will be a really good website for you to start to learn JWT if you never did. First thing, if you click on this learn more and stuff like that, and you search everywhere in this website, they have even a book and stuff like that. But for us in this tutorial, I just want to show you this stuff. So here, it's a JWT. As you can see, JWT, it's break in 3 parts. We have the headers, we have the payload, and we have the verified signature. So the verified signature is gonna be what gonna make sure that this is kind of your JWT. So this is something like it just, yeah, I mean, it's maybe not the best way to tell that, but the biggest part on this one is this purple part. So the purple part is gonna be whatever you want to save inside your JWT. For us, we're gonna just only save the ID. Never, ever, ever save something secure, like something like a password or something like that. Why? It's because I can take all the JWT you're gonna create and I can decode this stuff. JWT have no break for the decode, and the secret, it's not even for that. It's just a way for finally to see if this is one provided by you and stuff like that. So never, ever put something bad inside your payload. For us, I'm gonna just put the ID. With this ID, I'm gonna verify this ID is below a user. That's it. So this is the only thing I want to save. So this is the part you need to understand in JWT. So we're gonna have a payload, and we're gonna see how we construct that in a moment. So if we go back to the code, inside this out here, we're gonna import the JWT library. I think I can keep it like that. It's gonna be easier for you to see this in the middle. First thing I'm gonna do, I know you can put that in constant and stuff like that, but for this tutorial, I'm gonna just put that right there. So you can create a JWT secret like that. Put whatever stuff. I will surely maybe make it bigger, or for this tutorial you can just put LOL. It's just in depth, so it's okay. After that, I'm gonna say JWT OPTS. So my option for my JWT. So for us, we don't gonna expire the JWT for this tutorial. You can expire the JWT. You can expire like every hour, every 15 minutes, 5 minutes, day, week, whatever you want. For this tutorial, because of we're gonna do a lot more, and I want to show you more like how to do payment process and stuff like that. I think that's it. You have a lot more tutorial in the web for this. I'm just gonna put an issuer, and I'm gonna give it the name of the app. So I just want to make sure that when we're gonna get a JWT, also that's gonna come for us. So if we check inside the Redux, this is how we can use it. So they're gonna have a method called sign, and inside this one we can have the issuer in the option, and that's gonna be the thing I want to check. The issuer is gonna be just the fact that okay, if I'm Facebook, the issuer is gonna be Facebook. If this is Google, that's gonna be Google. So this way, example, if you both JWT or maybe the same, I don't know. At least the issuer gonna make sure that this is the one provided by you and not the one provided by the other application. After that, here we're gonna start by creating a token. And how we're gonna do this? We're gonna receive a user. So we're gonna receive a user inside this function, and the user is gonna be whatever. That can be a customer, that can be a owner of one of the shop or whatever. Both gonna do the same way. So we're gonna check if we have a user, and at least we have a user that underscore ID. So we want to check at least we have a user and the user have also an ID. If not, we return null. If we have one, the payload of the JWT for us, the only thing we save is the user that underscore ID, the thing I just show you. And finally, sorry, we're gonna return JWT.sign. And here I'm gonna put payload, JWT secret, and JWT OPTS for option. Sorry. So nothing crazy. How we can create a token, we make sure that we receive a user. If we don't have a user, or the user we have don't have an underscore ID, we return null, so the token gonna equal to null. And if we have this, we create a payload with just the ID, and that's it. After that, sorry. After that, I'm gonna create my own function called verify token. This one gonna receive a token, and this one gonna return the JWT.verify token, where we can just pass the token. You pass the same stuff after that, the secret and the option. So they're gonna just make sure that all these values are working. After that, the way we can get the token is gonna be from the header. So I'm gonna call a function called get token from headers. So we're gonna receive a request from Express. So this is the request object. First thing we check if we're gonna check if we have a token inside the rec that headers, and headers is an object, so we can check authorization. If we have a token, what I want to do is checking some stuff. If I don't have the token, easy peasy, we return null. That's it. Here, when we receive a token, we want to make sure that the token is gonna have a bearer on top of it. So this stuff is gonna be a string. So I just want to split the string with every space. So that's gonna give us 2 elements. Sorry, not I think, but in the headers, when you make use of JWT stuff, there's gonna be always 2 elements. You're gonna have a space bearer, space your token. So that's why. Sorry, the word wasn't that good. So I'm gonna check if my first argument equal bearer, because I don't want someone coming from JWT space with mine. So this way I already can add some more security and stuff. And also I want to check if I have an element in my index number 1. That's gonna be a try catch, because here that can fail. If that fail, I just want to return null. I don't even care about the error, because the error is gonna always be in JWT malform. And now here, finally, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just call the function verify token, and I just pass to him the array 1. because here the token he check is this token, the other part. You don't care about the bearer stuff, so that's the thing you're gonna check. And finally, at the end of this, we export this as a service. So Auth services, create token, verify token, maybe I'm gonna need it in the future, and get token from others. That's it. Now, inside my customer, so the way I'm gonna do this is, as you know, we're gonna have a module called customer, module called owner, and stuff like that. So each module gonna have its own way of authentication, because the owner, we're gonna also check the roles and stuff like that, and you're gonna see in a moment. Not in a moment, but in the next video. Some next video. So here I'm gonna just say customer Auth, and this thing gonna be a middleware. So if you check in the Express website, so if you open this to the Express GS website, and you check for API reference for, and you read all this stuff, and I really encourage you first thing to ever read this thing. But inside the resource, they have the middleware. And here they show you all the middleware you can make use and blah, 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 and everything. So all this middleware you have seen that have been created with the way I'm gonna show you finally. What I mean by that, it's a middleware receive always 3 arguments: the request, the res, and also the next. So the next is just a way for you to say, hey, when I'm done, go to the next thing. So if the next thing is a controller, that's gonna be the controller. If the next thing is another middleware, that's gonna be another middleware. So that's why sometimes when you work with Express, it's really important to have certain order, because that go in order in a route. So the way I'm gonna do this here, it's I'm gonna check my token from my Auth services, and I don't get autocomplete, so we're gonna import it ourselves from services.auth, and I'm gonna check get token from others, and I just pass the rec. Remember, that was the request. If I have no token or no token.id, but I just think no token, because the way we have work, it's we always return, if we have no token, we always return null. So if we have no token, easy, we just say the request user, so we add to the rec object a user, but we say it's gonna be null. So this way, in the future, when we try to do rec that user and the user is not authenticated and something happen, at least it don't gonna crash here. And finally, we're gonna return a res at send status 401 for unauthorized. So if no token, that means the user is not authorized, so we send that. After that, we're gonna try to get the customer here. From the customer that find by ID, customer that find, I don't know why the autocomplete is not working, but find by ID. And here we go with the token.id, because remember, this token now is going to be the payload, and what we have put in the payload is this stuff right there, ID. Here we're going to check if we have no customer, we're going to return the same thing as that. But if we have a customer, what we do is we transform now the user in the request to be now the customer. And finally, we return with the next. So all this route here and here, that's gonna stop. So that's gonna stop where rest status 4.1. So unauthorized can go further. Here we say you can go further, and also you're gonna have the customer in your user key. Now for testing this process, just for testing, we can go in the customer route, and we're gonna just try some little stuff here. I'm gonna create a /hello, and in this one, I want to send, this is a secret from this route. So if I go to Postman, and I think I can make it a bit bigger, and I go to my base URL /API customer hello, and I do a get, Now nothing happened because I actually didn't start the server. I click send. I get this is a secret, but I don't want everyone to go there. So I want to test my route. So the way I'm gonna do this, it's here now. I can get my out from my customer, and that's gonna be customer out. Now if I pass this before my route, because it's a middleware, so this is how middleware work. So you pass it before, like even like kind of your controller. So now this stuff gonna stop here. If the next call, that's gonna go here. If this is stopping here, that never gonna go to this stuff here. So now if I click send, now I get unauthorized. So hey, here I already got signed and the code at least is work. So now I'm gonna go to the headers. Here we get unauthorized because we don't have any token. So why not testing a token? So I'm gonna test with any kind of value, and I still receive unauthorized because this stuff, it's not a real one, and we don't have the bearer, so the split stuff there. If we have at least the bearer and we put the bad JWT, we still receive unauthorized. And now this unauthorized is coming because of this stuff from here, this failing stuff here, because that's gonna say it's malformed. So if I console log the error here, and I make sure in my R term nothing is happening, and I click send, you see I receive, this is the error, JWT is malformed, because this is not a JWT, and this verified token finally just say, hey, it's not one of your, and it's bad finally. So now what we can do for testing at least it work, it's I'm gonna log with Google in my app. I'm gonna click my account and take my JWT from me. Now, it's a JWT, but not for the application. Inside Postman, I'm gonna log with my stuff. So I'm gonna put my token here, and I'm gonna say I want to log with Google. So now if I click send, oops, I forget. I need to go in my customer controller now. And in my customer controller, I need to send the token, because right now you see we still send the user. This is not what we want. What we want to do now, here, it's create a JWT token. So the JWT token equal out services. I'm gonna click enter, that's gonna auto import the create token, and now I can just pass the customer. So what I'm gonna send now is token equal to the JWT token. If you ask why I don't call that token, it's because we have already token inside the reg body. So now I let refreshing. And now if I go to Postman and I send, if it works, now we receive a token. So this is a token now the frontend need to use to be able to do some stuff. So here when I send right now, it's still unauthorized. But now if I put my token and I click send, now you see I and be able to see the secret. And just for testing that at least this reg.user customer work, what I can do, it's inside my route. Right there, before this, I can console log the rec.user, and that's going to be rec.user. So I just want to show you that we pass now the user to this rec object. So now if I click in Postman, I click send, rec.user, boom, it's all my users. So now I can use it inside my function. So example, if you do something here, you can even say hello rec.user dot first name, because you see rec.user dot first name. So I'm gonna say hello with the name of the user. So now if I click send, hello Emmanuel. So we know now who is the user. Now, surely one of the question, and I knew that was one of my question also, it's, man, so what you say, it's on every request, I'm gonna fetch my user and put this there. Okay, so for this, I have two things to say. One of this is, first, you can not do this and just go with the ID. What I mean is we have already the ID, okay? So because we have all the information, we can already just continue with the token, that's it. So just get the token from the headers, verify it, that's it. We have already it. The thing why I do this is because, at least for now, the way I see this, it's if the user delete his account or something like that, we're gonna make sure that at least this token is still below a user. Yes, that's gonna be bad on the DB, but I think a good idea will be, and I don't gonna do this for this tutorial, but it can be to do this with Redis or like a in-memory database. So example, you can keep this user for like an hour and just get its stuff, or also what you can do is just expire your token. But this is expire stuff, I don't want to lose too much time right now on this stuff, so I'm gonna surely do this in later. It's just because now this tutorial is about creating an e-commerce, and I don't want to pass 30 video on authentication part and just showing you, oh, you can do this, you can do that, when all the web have a lot of tutorial about authentication. It just authentication, it's really a part, and each company gonna have its own kind of way of doing stuff. And another thing also, it's, man, that can take so much time if you want to build everything. You see what I mean? Here, this tutorial is about, oh, you can just build an e-commerce. So if you think this stuff it's not good enough, at least you can have the project working and just change and build your own kind of way for that. If you ask for the passport JWT stuff I told you before, if you go there, they're gonna do almost the same thing as we done. If you look here in their example, this is what they do. They say passport use, here you have your JWT, and after that, user find one with the ID and blah, 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 all your stuff. So you see, they almost do the same stuff. And I read some of the issue and people say, yes, it's not the best, but this is the thing. Each authentication process, like cookies, JWT and stuff like that, session, I mean, all of them have pros and cons. And one of the cons of JWT is that. And also one of the cons is gonna be when we're gonna want to do a logout. But this logout part I'm gonna show you almost at the end of the tutorial, sorry. And now just to showing you the token, if I go here and I paste my token back, okay? 1 second. If I take my token and I just paste it here, they don't even know about my JWT, but if I paste that there, look at that. Now I get invalid signature. Why? It's because we don't have the same secret. But look at this. We have the ID of the user. Man, this website, what that means is you can take a JWT from every company who's JWT authentication and came here and paste it there, and you can get finally the payload. You can decode this stuff. The secret is for verify. So now if I paste my secret, so the one we have here, so that was LOL, and I paste that there, you see, weak secret, but the signature is verified. So yeah, I think it can be a good reading for you to read about JWT, a lot of stuff in the web, but that's gonna be the way we're gonna handle this in this tutorial, because in the next one we're gonna start to do more stuff in the mobile, because this tutorial I want to show animation and a lot of little stuff like that. And yeah, so we're gonna talk in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments if you have any question, and if I did something wrong also you can tell me. Have a good day everyone. Bye.